and storms possible, a high of 44. Tonight, showers and storms, some could be strong, mainly to the south, a low of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
NFL free agency off to a furious, ferocious, frenetic start. It's a bit of a frenzy, Gabe Neitzel.
You know it.
And the Packers right there in the mix. We talked all show yesterday about the Rashawn Gary news. Fleece! There's another F word.
Still can't believe they got a 4th round pick. Right?
Neither can you, apparently.
Yeah. Dude posted a goodbye Green Bay on Friday, and somehow they got a 4th round pick on Monday.
But people defend him. You know why? Because they don't watch him every day.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right?
There's some cowboy fellas out there, the blogger boys, really excited about Rashawn Gary.
Fantastic.
I mean, hey, enjoy the 7 to 7.5 sacks. None of which are going to come in the last month
in the first 3 games. Yeah.
Yeah. None are coming in. When it matters the most.
If Cowboys fans were excited about the acquisition, Packers fans were just as excited, if not more, for the departure. I saw clips of Rashawn Gary loafing it all over social media yesterday.
There were a lot of lowlights. A lot of low-light packages, led by the one that Josh described yesterday where he's doing like the basketball crossovers as he's standing above the center trying to blitz, and then he just gets stonewalled by the center and just gets nowhere near pressuring the quarterback.
My favorite one was the Bengals one, I think, right? Was that the Bengals? Who were they playing? Maybe it wasn't
Denver.
the Bengals. Denver, yes, thank you, Chew. 100%.
Micah just sprints past him?
Sprints past him to chase down, I'm assuming it's Bo Nix.
But what does it tell you that none of his teammates commented or said a thing?
Well, you tell us. What does it tell you?
Well, we had a guy I played with early in my career that was annoying. He was always hurt, but he always wanted to be. I'm not going to mention any names.
Oh, come on.
Well, not
but this
this
guy
second.
This was
always
30 years
hurt.
ago.
He was a roid boy, and I don't even know if the guy played a game, but he would be in the middle of the huddle breaking it down. And everyone's like, dude, what are you doing? You don't even play. Get the hell out of here.
Tony Mandrich?
No.
Well,
you would not know the name.
Well, you said Roid Boy. Well, then
you
we
would
should
not
probably
know
just say the name, just so everybody's on the
there
same
were
page.
Gabe, early when I got to Green Bay, there were more people on roids than just Tony Mandrich.
Well, he's the one who got caught.
Did he get caught?
Yeah.
You care to put together a list for us, or should we wait for another segment for
I
that?
didn't know he got caught. The first
This
thing
is
I
all
remember
alleged,
when
by the way.
the first thing I
What?
remember when Tony Mandrich comes to mind is my wife saying, "Oh, you were the bust."
Yeah.
He played it off well. Pardon?
To his face?
To his face.
It's tough.
I
That's a hard
initially was
one.
going to say first wife or second wife, but I think we all know the answer to that one, so we'll just move on.
That one's self-evident.
Yeah. Lots of moves yesterday. And again, we made the list. The first one, of course, was the Colby Wooden trade. They traded him to the Colts for Zaire Franklin. Then, of course, yesterday, the Rashawn Gary traded to Dallas for a 4th-round pick in 2027. And then things started really moving. We saw Malik Willis going to Miami. Not a huge surprise there. Got a lot of money. 3 years, $67.5 million, 45 of that guaranteed. Quay Walker goes to the Raiders. 3 years, $40.5 million, 28 guaranteed. Kingsley Enagbare goes to the Jets. 1 year, $10 million. Who else from the Packers? Did I miss anybody
Nope.
there? Elton Jenkins was released.
Yep.
Joshy got me and Chew on his Shaheed tweet. I thought it was Rashid tweet. Text.
That was intentional.
You think he was trying to mess with us?
Yeah.
Because I was having a conversation with Dario last night at dinner, and I was like, oh, and don't forget about Rashid. And he's like, what happened to Rashid? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Joshy sent a text. Let me check. Do. Oh, no.
It says Shaheed.
Well,
Josh
come
was-
on. That is a very understandable mistake, right, Chew?
Yeah, but Josh went fishing. Hold on,
I don't
Gabe.
know if that's the defense lawyer you want here,
The company
Jen.
I want to keep?
Gabe, Josh went fishing, and he knew he was catching me. He knew
Honestly,
he was.
didn't think twice.
He had no idea he was going to catch Jen.
100%. Like,
Yeah.
so I was driving when Josh sent that text, so I just heard the text because I played it in the car, and the first thought was Chewy's going to think that Rasheed Walker got signed.
Yeah, for 3 years, $51 million.
I thought using the guy's last name would make it clear.
Yeah, but yeah.
That's on you, Josh.
Shaheed.
You worked here long enough.
Rashid, come on, okay?
Josh, no one believes you.
To
Okay,
be
no
fair,
one believes you.
I just glanced at it very quickly, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And then I moved along with my day, and then, of course, I got nailed on it on dinner time.
I am starting to put together why Chewy was so curious about where he signed because he thought it was. Now I was like, why would he care so much where
Thank you.
Rashid Shaheed went?
Same. And again, I recognize the complicated nature of making Chewy my ally here. I recognize that. So the big thing that people are pointing to now, guys, is, of course, what now? What next? Because in the process of these moves, I believe I saw a tweet that said that the Packers have now cleared significant cap space. Hold on. Packers are currently sitting just north of $31.4 million in cap space, number 10 in the league. The only NFC teams with more money are the Commanders, the Seahawks, and the Cardinals. That from Zach Jacobson on Twitter. What does it all mean, Basil? $31.4 million in cap space likely means there's another move out there, right, Gabe?
So they did not need to release Elton Jenkins when they did yesterday. That they did not need to do. And it kind of felt like this was going to be, okay, as you go in free agency, as you go this offseason, the Packers, they have levers available to them to make sure they're cap compliant. But, of course, every lever you pull kind of adds some money to future caps. And, yes, the cap keeps going up, but I think you want to avoid that when you can. And it seemed like an offseason where the Packers weren't going to be overly aggressive, and they haven't signed anyone yet. So, okay, why would they open up cap space and the $20 million of cap space by releasing Elton Jenkins yesterday? To me, that signifies something big is coming. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's in free agency because I think they want to keep whatever Rasheed Walker signs for, whatever Malik. I mean, we already know what Malik signed for. They want to keep those compensatory picks. Trade acquisitions don't count against that. I think they're farther along in this Jalen Carter thing than maybe we realize right now, because you're opening up that money because you want to negotiate a pretty sizable contract for Jalen Carter.
Gabe. Could it be Tucker Kraft, though?
Not really, because Tucker still has the 1 year left on the deal. So unless they're ripping, you know what I'm saying? Unless they're ripping up the deal. Like,
but if I'm representing him, Gabe, I'm saying you're not playing for $1 million this year. That's just not because let's not forget he was a third or fourth round pick.
100% you, but also because he's got the 1 year left, yeah, he's going to get some of that signing bonus money. You don't need that money up front. Like, you don't need to free up that type of cap space for 2026 for Tucker Kraft. His cap hit in 2026 isn't going to be big. It'll be bigger in 27, and then 28 it'll continue to grow. But you don't need that kind of money to re-sign any guy that you're looking at in-house.
Well, this was my first reaction to everything that went on yesterday. You are now thin at cornerback. You are now thin at defensive line. And you are now thin at defensive end. And you cannot backfill all those three positions just by the draft. They have to do something to get some depth at those positions, and they need good players, too.
Well, the problem with corner is they have depth. They're just not good players. So technically they have depth there, Chew, because they do have bodies at corner.
But they need a good player.
Yeah, they don't have. And,
they need
but that's the problem. Like Tariq Woolen. Like, there are a lot of questions with him.
Which is the name that has been circulating surrounding the Packers.
He's a big body. He's 6'4", 210. You don't usually see that at corner. but his role was diminished, and it continued to shrink as the season went along this last year in Seattle. So I don't think you're opening up a bunch of cap space for him.
But losing Ingabari and Gary, because Gary wasn't awful, he just was not worth the money he was being paid.
Yeah.
So they need, and Lucas Van Ness has had a history of injuries, and I don't want to go into this thing with, who's the DN they have? Is that Sorrell?
Yeah, so they've got Barron Sorrell, Colin Oliver, Lucas Van Ness, Micah Parsons. So you probably need one more body there.
Don't feel great. Yeah.
Probably just need one more body there.
A good body.
I mean, I think we overvaluate for as much as we give like national people who just went, oh, Rashawn Gary, guy's been consistent. Look at this guy. He's had this many sacks over this many years. As much grief as we give for that, I think we're a little too close to the Kingsley Enagbare situation. I don't think, I mean, as reflected by him signing a one-year deal yesterday. Nobody went out and went, what's that?
He had 2 sacks.
Yeah, like, if we're going to criticize Rashawn Gary for not being productive, like I like Kingsley Enagbare, but if you should be able to replace that production.
Yeah, well, you've also committed draft assets there. You have a first, a third, and a 4th round pick.
Yeah, so I guess Kingsley was just a body. He wasn't much more than that in Green Bay. Maybe he grows
his big place.
Yep, maybe he goes and grows on that. I think the one-year deal is also him betting on himself. But I don't think you need to replace Kingsley.
But they lost some good players yesterday. They lost some good players. They lost good players.
But good players that you were anticipating on losing.
No, I know, but Quay was good. Elton was good.
Yeah, but you knew we were gonna. They knew they're gonna release Elton. They already filled the position with the trade that they made for Franklin to backfill the linebacker position.
So, Joshy, we have a little bit of breaking news.
We have breaking news.
Packers aren't wasting any time on the second day of NFL's legal tampering free agency period. Before it's even 7 a.m. in Wisconsin, they have a new signing. Ian Rappaport reporting Benjamin St. I don't even know how to pronounce this dude's last name. Juste.
Just.
Thank you.
Let's go with that. Is coming to town. Why would you have the E then? Just there's an E at the end. On a 2-year, $10.5 million contract, a cornerback who most recently played for the Los Angeles Chargers. This is on Yahoo Sports for anybody out there who is questioning its legitimacy. A 28-year-old big corner, 6'3", 200 pounds, native of Montreal.
Yeah, so Chewy, you're right. He is French. He's French-Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
So, therefore,
maybe it is juiced.
It's just juice.
Juice. Oh, I kind of like juice.
It's not often people get signed and I've never heard of them anymore.
Yeah, right.
That's a rarity in today's world.
So does that change then what you think? Because again, we were talking earlier about
it's a 2-year, $10 million deal. You didn't need to open up, $20 million to sign. Again, the cap hit for this, again, on the surface is $5 million. I'm sure it's going to be less than that.
So good insight there. What I was going to say is, does that change your thought about whether or not they're interested in Woolen?
No, I mean, I can't imagine they go get Woolen at this point.
You think they're not going to do anything and then just wait till next year, stockpile money, and then make a big run next year?
They just did something.
Yeah.
You wanted them to sign a corner. They just signed a corner.
Lovely. $5 million is...
Yeah, I mean, because there's no corner out there, though, Chew, that is...
You just said Ingabare went for $10 million. This guy went for $5 million, so he's half as good as Ingabare. Gabe?
You want to poke holes in that logic?
Yeah, mess with that logic.
Well, so then, therefore, Tua Tagovailoa is better than Patrick Mahomes because of how much he's costing the Dolphins?
He was last year.
What a number, by the way. $99 million.
Can you imagine someone going, yeah, I'd rather you not be here and pay $99 million for you to go away. Please, just leave. That's what I would prefer. Instead of you being here, I'm paying $99 million for you to leave.
If you pay me $66 million to leave in one single year, you could say whatever you want. You can insult me to the cows come home. Those checks are still cash.
I did see a terrible picture, and I am prefacing this by saying terrible picture on social media that said the Atlanta Falcons quarterback room. And it showed a picture of Michael Penix Jr. in the wheelchair with his knees bandaged up from the surgeries. And it showed a picture of Tua Tagovailoa on the stretcher after having one of his concussions. And I said, wow, this is really sunk to a new low.
Well, you know what the dumbest thing I heard yesterday was like, that's a good fit for Tua because now they have two left-handed quarterbacks. Like, really? That's where we're at.
You have said that it's different.
It comes
catching
out
from a
differently.
lefty. Yeah.
So I figure there's consistency at least. I love our loyal listeners, and I think that this is the best comment that I've seen on the Carbless Talk and text line so far this morning. Ryan from Aguanago says, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, a full circle moment from steroids to juice. Come on! That's good stuff!
That is good.
Thank you. And now Chewy and I are in agreement again, and I have to question my life choices. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We got Jason Wilde coming up next. We'll talk to Jason about what the Packers did in free agency, what he believes might be the next step for continuing to build this roster. Stick around.
A limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, woo wheeler dealing, son of a gun, of course. I'm talking about the only nature boy, Ric Flair. He's coming to Milwaukee March 27th at the Riverside Theater. Thanassis is hosting his Thanalysis Live, which has been fantastic each and every year. And the WWE Hall of Famer is going to be joining Thanassis Antetokounmpo. It's not a cameo, not a 5-minute interview. It's a full live show. High energy, unfiltered storytelling, behind-the-scenes moments you've never heard. And if you know Thanassis, you know he's bringing the juice, the energy, the laughs. And with the Thanalysis Live, you know there are going to be surprises. And then you have Ric Flair there grabbing a mic. Anything can happen. Tickets are limited. Don't wait. Lock in yours now. TALiveshow.com. TALiveshow.com. It's Thanalysis Live, March 27th at the Riverside Theater. It's presented by Gruber Law Offices and Potawatomi Casino Hotel with special guest, Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got an accident on 94 heading eastbound right about at 84th Street. It is off on the left shoulder. Tow truck's on the scene now. We've also got a crash on the ramp from northbound 894 to westbound 94 in the Zoo interchange. That one has the left lane blocked, so we're seeing delays stretching back past Greenfield Avenue already. The other accident we had earlier, westbound 94 at Highway 175, has been taken off the freeway. We do have delays just right through the stadium interchange there. Oh, and by the way, eastbound 94 is backed up from 84th all the way through the stadium interchange to about 35th Street. Remember, we're down a lane from 35th to 27th. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly cloudy, breezy, chilly. Afternoon showers and storms. A high of 44. Tonight, showers and storms likely. Some may be strong, mainly to the south. A low of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
Yeah, coaching matters a lot, and we've fallen short. Those are the facts. Matt LaFleur's on the clock, man. And I know he got an extension, but I'll say this. If they revert and don't get better, you're evaluated on your results.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Everybody knows, it's championship or bust. That is what Green Bay is. And unfortunately, we've had 15 years of bust.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Let's talk about home turf. Your lawn is a reflection of your pride, hard work, and even competitive spirit. If you want a yard that makes the neighbors stop and stare, you need the right plan. That's where Weedman Lawn Care comes in. Weedman's lawn care program is kid and pet friendly, uses golf course quality fertilizer, and has an effective weed treatment to dominate any issue. Get a free quote of Weedman's winning formula for your yard at weedman.com and get 50% off your first treatment. That's weedman.com. Weedman for the win.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring. They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that? Ever more.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold,
Evermore, just $998.
Or $14.98 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project? Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Visit extpros.com.
Jason Wilde joining us on the Yuengling Guest Hotline, the oldest brewery in America and now officially in Wisconsin. Please enjoy responsibly. Good morning, Jason. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. We're just sort of navigating the free agency frenzy, as most Packers fans are. What was your biggest takeaway from all the moves? And you can include this morning's move as well, as we were told they just signed a cornerback, apparently. I'm going to pull up his name again. St. Juice? That sound about right?
Benjamin
I always rely on
St. Juice.
Joshi for my pronunciations, and he guessed when he was talking to me. So I'm going to take his guess and the national radio host Gabe Neitzel's take and say the juice is loose. Look, my biggest takeaway is that they moved on from, and not surprisingly, their two longest tenured players on their roster, and now Jordan Love is their longest tenured guy, and they have no one left from the 18 draft, no one left from the 19 draft. Jordan Love left from the 20 draft, and Isaiah McDuffie left from the 21 draft. And they've got a potential mass exodus from the 2022 draft. And it just underscores to me what kind of the thought process is for Brian Gutekunst. Now, again, as we have discussed, the trade for Zaire Franklin is an outlier, it would seem, for Gutey's approach. But they moved on from two guys that got second contracts, and they never got to the end of their second contracts. And they both had varying degrees of rough 2025 seasons. So they've got a lot of work to do to put themselves in this Super Bowl contender position that they want to be in. They've got some really good players, but they've got some holes. And Benjamin St. Just is at least a step toward adding someone to a team that obviously has some holes that need to be filled.
Jason, the fact that Dobbs and Walker didn't go as of yet, does that tell us anything? And do you anticipate them going soon?
Yeah, great question. I don't know the answer to that. That's not why it's a great question either. It's the same question I'm wondering. Why, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do they have a higher opinion of their market value than what they found on the open market? Do they have multiple teams that are interested and they were weighing their various options? I think there's a couple of possibilities there, but Look, I don't think the fact that they did not sign anywhere yesterday, or agree to terms, I guess they can't actually sign, that they didn't agree to terms anywhere yesterday doesn't necessarily mean that, now they might be coming back to Green Bay, right? I think they're still probably both departing, but there were a few guys that didn't find homes yesterday. I wondered, too, I thought this Kyler Murray to Minnesota thing was kind of not a done deal, but kind of a no-brainer for him and for them, and that didn't end up getting done yesterday either. So, it was certainly, as Jen accurately put it, a frenzy yesterday. Today I don't think it'll be quite as frenzied, but I'm guessing I'll still get a lot of alerts on my phone.
Jason Woolley joining us on the Yuengling guest hotline here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason, we have talked about how, we thought the Packers were going to pay as they went this offseason because they have plenty of levers that they can pull, and they pulled one of them yesterday, as mentioned, with Elton Jenkins, which opened up the biggest cap space that they did, around $20 million. But they haven't had a corresponding move. Do you think something bigger is going to be coming today since they opened up that money?
Yeah, I know this Jalen Carter rumor has been a hot topic. I don't know, was it Jeremy Fowler who was the first one to kind of put that into the ether? I don't know what the genesis of that was, but it's certainly intriguing. At the same time, yes, they have definitely cleared cap space. I don't, and trading for a player as opposed to signing a true unrestricted free agent does not affect the compensatory pick equation. And even Gutey acknowledged at the Combine that, it's not going to stop him from adding a player if he thinks that player is really going to be a difference maker for a team that he believes is Super Bowl caliber. But he did admit it's definitely a factor in his thought process. So, St. Just notwithstanding, I think generally speaking, he is going to keep that in mind, and he wants those 4 picks that he will potentially get. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if Malik Willis fetches a 3rd rounder, because the money doesn't necessarily do so. But if he is going to be the Dolphins starter, and if he stays healthy and plays all season, that's going to be enough to, I think, elevate it to a 3rd round pick. But they've traded for a 4th round pick now with the deal with Rashawn Gary, which I still can't believe he got a 4th round pick for him. I really can't.
I mean, do you ever just, go, thank you, Jerry? Thank you, Jerry, for just existing in the NFL and creating content the way you do.
Yeah, I feel like Stephen Jones and Joe Douglas, the old Jets GM, are really, like, Gutey should just deal with them all the time. Like, I don't know if, Joe Douglas could be running the Green Bay Blizzard for all I know, but they should probably acquire someone from that team if he was in charge, because Gutey owns those guys. Two guys. But yeah, I'm super curious to see if there's something big, but my reservation would be, and this is probably Mike McCarthy would call it a polluted mindset, but I'm always leery of really good players whose own teams choose not to pay them, right? The Eagles, who have done a great Howie Roseman, for all the flowers that Gutey has gotten from some precincts of the fan base, which I think some of them are turning on him a little. I still think he's a really good GM. But Howie Roseman's the guy who's done it the best of anybody, right? And he chose to pay Jordan Davis and not Jalen Carter. There are some the Eagles do have kind of an interesting brew of players, and there do seem to be guys that become disgruntled, right? A.J. Brown, chief among them. So I guess I'm a little leery of that move. The guy's a really good player, no doubt about it. Should have been the first overall pick in that draft had he not been involved in that drag racing incident in which that staffer died and a couple of players died. But I'm a little leery of them not thinking that he's the one worth paying. And then on top of that, you've got, Jordan Love making quarterback money. You got Micah Parsons making quarterback money. And if you were to trade for Jalen Carter, wouldn't he have to get a monster contract?
Yes.
So again, if Gutey has changed his stripes and now is bold trade for a really huge name guy, then this one will be next, and it'll be following in line with the deal that got them Micah Parsons.
Jason, won't he take a 1? And the Packers don't have a 1 for the next 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know enough about this. I don't know who started this buzz and how accurate it is. I've obviously heard it from the Packers Twitter and others, but I have not. Again, it'll be great to talk to people that actually work in the building one of these days. But he did. Jonathan Gannon did coach him, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
He did.
that also factors into this. So again, it's one of those things that it makes some sense. So I would never poo-poo it. But again, to your point, like you've already surrendered. What are we, the Bucks? We're surrendering draft picks into 2070, or what are we doing? So again, I don't know how realistic it is, but I am certainly intrigued, and I'll leave it at that.
Jason Wilde joining us on the Yingling guest hotline. All right, Jason, I don't pay a ton of attention to what goes on outside of Green Bay, but I know a lot of eyebrows were raised yesterday when Alec Pierce signed his deal with the Indianapolis Colts. A lot of people think he is a fair comp to Christian Watson and that sets the market for him. The deal was a 4-year, $116 million deal, $29 million per. Is that about where you see Christian Watson landing with the Green Bay Packers?
Outstanding question, because and we had someone in our YouTube comments, and we addressed it briefly on our show for bringing that up. And I love Christian Watson. I love the kind of guy he is. I love the kind of teammate he is. I love his talent. Wouldn't say I got into an argument with his dad on Twitter yesterday, but we certainly disagreed. And that's the first time I've really been in one of those. And now I join a not very exclusive at all club.
I was about to say, he fights with everyone, Jason, so.
Disagreed with him, yeah.
Chewy fought with him. Chewy didn't even realize he was fighting with him.
That's not the first time Chewy's been in a fight with someone he didn't really realize he was fighting with. But that's another conversation for another day. But here's the thing, and I've said this before, Christian Watson, and I'm kind of kidding and kind of not, he must take after his mom, right? Because he's just not that way. But here's the thing, it's not fair to him, and I know it's not fair to him, but at the same time, I think if Gutey and Russ Ball and the personnel department and the coaches aren't at least having the thought cross their mind, they're derelict in their duty. Do you feel good enough about him, despite how well he played last year, despite all the great qualities? I mean, he's one of those mature young guys that I view as a legit leader. Forget, some of the captains that have been selected around there. He should be a captain. The way he stood up for Romeo Dobbs a couple years ago, all those things. But do you feel confident that if you paid him a similar contract, that he would stay healthy for it?
That's fair.
I don't mean to say that in a mean-spirited way. I am not dissing him in any way, because I want him on my team. I would have some anxiety about signing him to that type of a contract, just because he's had some really crummy luck. He had the hamstring that they couldn't solve. Then he went to Badger Athletic Performance at UW. They got that solved. And then, again, ultimate team player, has no business playing against the Bears in that regular season finale. And when Romeo Dobbs is sick, he talks his way onto the field and then goes and tears his ACL. Then he goes out and once he came back last year, the dude was awesome. He filled the incredibly large void, not maybe completely, but a lot, that they felt by losing Tucker Kraft. And then, I don't know about anybody else, but when he left the stadium in Denver in an ambulance, I was really worried for the guy. And luckily, it turned out to be okay. But again, does he deserve that kind of money? Yeah. I think if it's placed solely on the market, I think he's a really, really good player and a really, really good piece in your locker room. Would I be nervous if I was Gutey, if I gave him that he was going to be able to stay healthy through it all? I also would say yes.
Jason, what'd you think of Sean Ryan getting 13? I thought that was a lot.
Yeah, I think he's a lot cheaper than Tyler Linderbaum, right? Mm-hmm. And I think they needed. Look, I don't know how I feel about their offensive line. I'm still a skeptic on Jordan Morgan, but in fairness to Jordan Morgan, the guy has told us from the minute he walked in the door for the rookie minicamp, he wanted to play left tackle, and he's basically played everywhere except left tackle. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that once he's at a position that he spent his entire high school and college careers at, he'll be a better player. But him at left tackle, Banks now, what has he banked? Like $43 million now at this point, right? That's a hell of a lot of money for a guy that is going to turn 29 in September and dealt with injuries himself to start the year and played better at the back end of the season. But $43 million between the conversion this year and the signing bonus last year. And then obviously they're excited about Belton, who I thought played well for a rookie. And then obviously there's still, as Gabe and I have talked about on a couple of occasions, questions about, we all love Zach Tom, the two former right tackles that I deal with on a regular basis, Tausch and Bulaga, think he's better than they were. But he's also coming off of a patellar tendon. So they needed some measure of stability. It's a largely inexpensive contract. But Sean Ryan's got a lot to prove. Like, his grade from Pro Football Focus wasn't great, and he's still learning to be a good center. But I will say this, and I'm a stan for Elton Jenkins, but Elton Jenkins, I'll never forget, hey, how do you think you're playing, Elton? I think I'm playing like which more players need to be able to have the guts to say to reporters. Sean Ryan was better. I didn't think that would be the case, but it was. So I like it. It's not super expensive. They can get out of it after 2 years if it's not working. I think they still draft a guy unless they think Jacob Monk is going to develop.
Jason, good stuff as always. We appreciate you hanging out with us this morning from the Yingling Guest Hotline, and we will talk to you again soon.
All right, everybody, take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde can be heard on Wilde and Tausch right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
If you've been putting off replacing your windows and doors, now's the time, because Pella of Wisconsin is offering 0% interest financing all the way until 2032. That's right, 0% interest until 2032. We already know in Wisconsin, we're experiencing this week the ups and downs, but the beating that your house can take year round. The right windows and doors can improve comfort, boost energy efficiency, and upgrade your home's look, which all of that happened for me when I got my new door from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin last year. It was usually a little draft when I walked past the front door in previous years. This year, did not have to worry about that whatsoever with my brand new door from Pella. Pella's experts will help you find the perfect fit for your home and your budget. And with 0% interest until 2032, you can upgrade now and pay over time without paying a dime in interest. Don't wait. Visit PellaWI.com today.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
I suddenly have a lot of dots on my map here. We have a crash on 94 eastbound, just past 84th Street, off on the left shoulder. The other one in the zoo interchange, still being worked on northbound 894 to westbound 94. The left lane blocked there. Northbound 894 now at Lincoln. 3 lanes are blocked with a crash there. So that is going to be definitely tying things up. Got delays coming up from Beloit Road all the way up to that point. So give yourself tons of time. As far as delays on the westbound side of 94 from 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's backed up from 84th Street all the way to 27th. And then we've got, of course, the delays with the one in the zoo interchange starting before Greenfield Avenue into the zoo. Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner, dedicated to helping businesses do business better. Visit jamesimaging.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy, breezy, chilly. Afternoon showers and storms, a high of 44. Tonight, showers and storms possible with some strong, mainly to the south, a low of 34. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Exterior pros and baths. Refresh your home this season with energy-efficient windows, durable roofing, beautiful new siding, or a stunning bath remodel and get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings during their March savings event. But this offer won't last long. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior pros and baths. Big savings done right.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Feeling lucky? Then roll into Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee this March for Lucky Rollers. Every Thursday, we're giving away over $70,000 in prizes. Play with your Potawatomi rewards card for entries, and you can roll out with $550 in reward play. Or get lucky and win your share of $16 grand in cash. Lucky Rollers, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Amy Simonson is the IT administrator with Professional Services Group. They had business technology from a not-so-supportive vendor. Not anymore. They switched to James Imaging Systems.
They come in as a partner. They want to help you. They want to make your business successful.
Including your James Imaging Systems sales representative.
He's always there when I need him. It's always like, what can I do to help you?
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner with great people and more value.
The value is we have the right equipment in the right place. We're getting reliable, consistent service when we need it.
Amy, your advice for other Wisconsin businesses?
I would definitely say contact James Imaging. They are very helpful and knowledgeable and will put you in the right place.
James Imaging Systems, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation. Call 262-781-7700, 262-781-7700, or visit jamesimaging.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Hey, everyone who I let try borscht likes it. They don't love it, but it's a liver.
What an endorsement.
This is your
but hold on.
Hey, yeah, guys, good luck. I don't even have to talk anymore.
On 94.5 ESPN.
What if you could have a spa-level sweat session at home for about 25 cents a day? That's why I love my infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. You can see them in person at the State Fair Expo Center's Home and Garden Show, March 20th through the 29th. It's the perfect chance to step inside, compare models, ask questions about how easy a Good Health sauna is to install. They've been doing this for more than 20 years. They back their saunas with a lifetime warranty, which is huge. If an infrared sauna has been on your list, find Good Health Saunas at the State Fair Park Expo Center, March 20th through the 29th. Shouldn't have eaten that bagel right before I did the read.
Shouldn't have eaten your bagel yesterday, but again, why listen to us?
Chew, you missed this conversation because I did it in studio, but very quickly, I dropped my sandwich on the floor yesterday.
I heard.
Well, I was very hungry, so I ate some of it. Not all of it. I didn't eat the tomatoes. I'm not psycho.
Jen, if I was putting a football team together, I would never put you at running back.
Fumble issues?
Fumble issues.
It's fair. It's fair. It's
If
fair.
you can't hold on to your sandwich, what makes you think Chewy thinks you can hold on to a football?
It's fair. He's going to make me carry the football around
High and
like
tight.
in the program. Yeah, exactly.
You fumble, you run a mile.
I had our Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sweatshirts for our giveaway in the box. I had my suitcase because I had to get ready for a meeting, so I just brought my suitcase from the trip on Friday that I didn't go on because I had a whole outfit in there. So I was like, you know what? Just bring the suitcase.
Just don't even unpack.
I had my work bag, and then I had my breakfast sandwich on a plate, and it fell off. But I still ate some. I still ate half of the bagel. And yesterday did not go well for me, Chew. I had a rough day. Rumbly tumbly, if you will.
That could have been it from anything, right, Chew? Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't think you can, directly trace it back to eating food that fell on the disgusting floor right before you come into our office. Probably has nothing to do with it.
A lot of foot traffic on the weekends there, so who knows what the hell you ate.
I was telling my family this at dinner last night, and they pushed their plates away. They pushed their plates away from. They go, check, please. We're done here. We won't be enjoying any more dinner. Still have a lot of stuff to talk about when it comes to the Green Bay Packers free agency frenzy yesterday and today. If you're just joining us this morning, the Packers have made a move this morning. Ian Rappaport reporting that they have signed Benjamin St. Juste. He is a cornerback, played for the Los Angeles Chargers. They signed him to a 2-year, $10.5 million contract. And I guess that, for me, at least right now, we have talked about cornerbacks. We've talked about how they have a lot of bodies, but maybe not anybody who really pops. Gabe, does this make you feel better about the cornerbacks, or do you still think there is work to do with that unit?
You're not going to find anybody, I think, that makes a huge difference. Tariq Woolen was the biggest name on the market this year at that position. You're just looking for bodies, and you're hoping some sort of combination sticks. And if your pass rush is good enough, you can hide that defensive back inefficiency the way that they did when Micah Parsons was healthy. And I think that's the best hope that they have. Maybe add another corner, in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, something like that. Just throw as many bodies as you can at the problem, and hopefully you can find something that is a solution for 2026.
Jason was just talking about Watson and, the same contract as Pierce, but he has injury reservations. I have that across the whole D-line now. They need depth on the interior, and Lucas Van Ness can't stay healthy either.
Mm-hmm.
So who does that leave you with? You lost two guys yesterday in Ingabari and I've already forgot his name, which is probably a good thing.
Mr. Gary.
Rashawn Gary. So now you have depth issues there. I don't think you think one's going to do it, Gabe?
Yeah, because they've got. You're not carrying more than 5 defensive ends on your roster, and they've got 4 right now. So you need one more because they've got Barron Sorrell, they've got Colin Oliver.
Yeah, but it depends. Whether if they're going to play a 3-4, a 4-3, a combination of the two, because we really didn't get an answer. They said we're going to play 4-2-5.
Well, because Gannon hasn't talked yet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they're playing, but again, the guys that they have as defensive ends would just be outside linebackers in a
correct.
So I think that the number of bodies is still going to come out to be about the same. You're going to want about 5. So they need one more body because, again, Sorrell and Colin Oliver really didn't play last year. Yeah. So those are the guys that, yes, they're young, they're inexperienced. I understand the reservations there and being, if you've got apprehensions about that, I understand it. But they probably just need one more body at that position.
I would think
this
draft is going to be mainly defense with a sprinkling of offensive line. Right?
Yeah, and again, another receiver wouldn't hurt because you're going to have to start backfilling there.
And then what are you doing with backup quarterback?
Roll with
who you rolling with Ritter?
It's Ritter and the I always forget the kid's name.
It doesn't matter.
Syracuse, Ohio State.
It doesn't matter. Will Howard.
Oh.
Not Will Howard. Actually, I'd feel pretty good about Will
Howard's
Howard.
in Pittsburgh. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But they still need one.
We still would like to know. Kyle McCord. I had to Google it.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's holes. There's holes.
Something I want to touch on in the second hour of the show, guys, and we briefly addressed it with Jason Wilde, is Brian Gutekunst's retention rate for his draft picks. I wouldn't be so high on this topic if the Green Bay Packers didn't pride themselves on being a draft and develop team, because we have joked in the past about how they don't make a ton of free agent moves. They've made more, certainly. There's been an uptick in free agent acquisitions for the Green Bay Packers with Brian Gutekunst in the last few years. But I wonder if when we look at year by year, draft by draft, how many guys are being developed, if we're going to see a bad pattern there. Because Jason mentioned it, Chew. Jordan Love is now the most tenured player on the Green Bay Packers roster. Is this only because Brian Gutekunst seems to be trending younger? He wants young guys, and is this sustainable? You can't be replacing full draft classes every year and expect those guys to all hit. We recognize that, but it doesn't feel like a great business model, if I'm being honest, Chew.
Well, it's kind of all over the road because he drafts and develops the later round picks, Rasheed Walker, Romeo Doubs, and then he gets rid of them, and then he doesn't develop the first round picks, and he gets rid of them. I mean, look at Stokes. Gabe, how comfortable would you be if we still had Stokes and he played like he did last year? You'd feel pretty damn good, right?
I don't know if I'd feel great. I mean, he was better last year. He was a solid player.
Yeah.
You know,
but him coupled
Gabe
with Keyshawn,
still hung up on
you'd
his
be okay.
PBU struggles.
Well, again, it's easy, I think, for us to sit here when it comes to Eric Stokes and be like, oh, yeah, it'd be great if we still had him. Nobody was sitting here pounding the table for Eric Stokes last year. Not a single person.
No one was.
And you could run back last year. There's not a single person going, Eric Stokes, need him back.
Right, but now when you look at him being re-signed by the Raiders, 3 years, $30 million after a really good season, pretty good season, good enough that they re-signed him, and he was the top corner on the market, right?
Maybe. I mean, Reek Woolen's kind of in the same category, but again, he played good for a bad team last year. I'm not overly impressed. Somebody had to take those snaps on a really bad defense
but Eric
last year.
Stokes' year last year was better than anybody the Packers had in uniform last year.
But I don't know if he has that good of a year in Green Bay. I don't, because he's probably not playing as much.
See,
Doesn't this also pivot then from a GM conversation to a coaching conversation? Well, if we're talking Eric Stokes?
I mean, you can when it comes to the develop part.
Column A, column B.
Because, again, my problem with Eric Stokes is we're looking at the 10,000-foot view. I'm telling you right now that, and again, people probably don't, maybe agree, maybe you don't. Keyshawn Nixon's a better player. He's a better player than Eric Stokes is. Flat out, straight up, just is. So, again, and if you've got problems with Keyshawn Nixon.
I struggle with that, though, because I think that Eric Stokes' issues were mostly related to his injuries, as opposed to just pure talent.
Yeah, he was.
Then why weren't you pounding the table for him last year? Nobody was pounding the table for him. I have a hard time blaming anybody from the Packers organization for moving on from a guy that had injury issues and then when it was on the field was not productive.
But I look to someone like Rasheed, and I'll never let Rasheed Walker. I'll always know that name. They should have signed him a year or two ago. He faced every challenge they put out there. So if they do that, and he's a fine left tackle in this league, and he'll probably be off the board today, then you don't have to use a first-round pick on a lineman to come in and replace him and use that first-round pick somewhere else where they really need help now. So...
Yeah, but what if Morgan's just
like the whole Elton Jenkins thing? You couldn't tell that moving him to center was probably not a good idea after a while? You know? I'm all for giving a guy a shot and saying, hey, okay, let's do this. I don't think this is going to work, and he's a hell of a guard. Why don't we just leave this thing alone?
Well,
that's a screw-up. That is a big screw-up.
But by that time, it was too late, Chew.
No, I know, but Gabe, that's still a screw-up.
Oh, 100%.
That is still a screw-up.
100%. Messing with the offensive line the way that they did. But,
yeah.
And again, I think some of this is easy to do in revisionist history when you can kind of understand why a lot of these guys are walking.
But even Jason has come on this program and said that some of these big moves that we have applauded, that we have been excited about for the Green Bay Packers, were only a product of them having screwed up previously. Right? We love that Xavier McKinney is on this roster, but Jason has said the only reason you had to go and do that is because you messed up with who's the guy that they drafted that didn't materialize at the safety position.
Yeah.
And then he said similarly with Josh Jacobs. Everybody was super pumped that they went out and got Josh Jacobs, but mostly it was because you had messed up at the running back position in the draft. I guess my question is, and this is what I want to get into in the second hour of the show this morning, is Gutey really doing a good job when it comes to talent acquisition? And Chewy, to your point, talent evaluation. I got a message here from Tim on the Carbless Talk and Text line. He says Eric Stokes, Cole Van Lanen, Josh Myers all went elsewhere and improved. The lack of development is on the coaches. It's not a question of talent. That's why I said column A, column B. And Joshy said, isn't that on the coaches?
Yeah, I mean, Josh Myers is about the same player. He's a lower level starting center. Still a starting center, but he's
they
not
were
like
still a top 7 O-line. You know?
Oh, yeah.
So why mess with it?
I'm right there with you, too. Like,
you almost try to get too cute. Don't get cute.
Yeah, and because they fell behind in the center spot, that's why they had to pay Sean Ryan what they had to pay him.
I'm not going to forget what Josh Myers looked like here. He wasn't good. It's plain and simple. I know people are going to try and revisionist history that one, too.
Totally fine. Good. I'm totally fine. I'm with you, Joshy. But then why do these guys go elsewhere and are good?
He wasn't that good though. He was an average.
Well,
level
they re-signed him.
Yeah.
Now, again,
the center market also matters here.
But
there's other factors than just pure skill.
Sean Ryan, with his limited snaps at center, you think he is automatically going to be better than what Josh Myers was?
He is as good, if not better.
And Brian said it yesterday in his 14-minute soliloquy that that was a good shot, by the way, Gabe. You laugh. It's okay to laugh out loud.
Yourself.
You can't go, hey,
it's okay
great job,
to
buddy.
laugh out loud.
Sweet, did a great job. Like, you can't do that to yourself.
Gabe over here giving himself knucks.
Hey,
like, you can't.
Jason said it. I have a quota that I have to take out so many people within a month.
How are we doing?
Okay.
It's the
so
10th.
what he said is
we got plenty of time, man.
You can't pay everyone.
Teammates.
You can pay max 3 people on the offensive line.
Yep.
The other 2 are kind of weak spots that you kind of have to protect and kind of rally around. And that was what Josh Myers was. You know, you can't pay every guy on the offensive line $20 million. You don't have the money.
Yeah, they've got 2 that they're doing that. Now they're paying, 10 to 11 for another one.
Ben weighing in on the YouTube stream, he says, Gutey loves drafting project players in the first round. Packers should focus on productive NFL-ready players in the first round and take chances on project players in the later round. Gabe?
Sounds like somebody I know, Chew. Somebody else likes to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, and go back
Ron
and look. Ron loved
great.
drafting not football players, but athletes in the first round.
Yeah.
And then he drafted football players later. And you take a look at that core of that 96 team.
Yeah.
I mean, who's a first-round pick in there that was a core guy? Craig Newsome? That's
yeah, but
it.
Ron made up for it in the later rounds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Gutey pulls off a trade for Jalen Carter, do we have to sort of step back from the draft and develop ethos?
I think just say that he's not doing that anymore. That's not the plan. That's not the narrative.
It's a part of the plan.
It's a part of the plan.
But it's not the main team building anymore.
I don't think you have to make that. Joshy, I don't think you have to wait for the Jalen Carter move, if it happens. I think you can just make that statement straight up already.
Yeah, but that's so unlike Gutey, though, to trade, give up draft asset, and then you got to turn and sign the guy for big money. Right?
Yeah, you'd have to sign him. Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't you just target a guy in free agency and
because nobody's as good as Jalen Carter?
No, I know that. And I really think it's going to take a first-round pick. Howie ain't gonna.
I don't.
So the reporting right now, and the rumors, I should say, I don't know if I want to call it reporting, is that the Packers are involved. It's a multi-day conversation. There's no way the Eagles are going, if you give us your first 3 years from now, it'll get it done. Like, that doesn't make sense. So, obviously, there's some wiggle room there for conversations to be continuing.
Are they getting rid of him because he's trouble or because he declined?
That's very important.
Mm-hmm. I mean, part of it, that could be part of it, but also they've got to be selective about who they sign. Because they
signed that Phillips yesterday to a monster deal.
They did not sign Phillips.
Well, they didn't sign Phillips.
Correct.
So I didn't see the knot.
Rashid, Shaheed.
Phillips went to Carolina for a monster deal.
I knew he went somewhere.
They wanted to sign him, and they didn't.
Okay.
They weren't able to come to an agreement.
That's why you're here.
March isn't just about basketball.
To clean.
But it's also about wearing green and celebrating like a legend. Yingling, smooth, rich traditional lager, perfect for raising a toast this St. Patrick's Day. You don't want to be the person who forgets to bring the beer to the party. No, just grab a case of Yingling, now available here in Wisconsin, and you're going to be the real MVP. Or maybe you want to grab Flight by Yingling. Crisp, easy drinking, only 95 calories, because sometimes you want full flavor without the full commitment. Yingling, the oldest brewery in America, family owned and operated for 6 generations. DG Yingling in St. Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
You bid, they benefit. It's that simple. WTMJ's Kristen Bry here to tell you that WTMJ is hosting a silent auction for the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. And the auction is live now. Bid now at WTMJcares.com. Bid on game-worn Giannis gear, a signed bat from Brewers slugger Andrew Vaughn, and a golf foursome at Morningstar Golf Club. You score something amazing, local families get the diapers they desperately need. Auction closes Friday. Bid now at WTMJcares.com.
He's a husband, a dad, owner of a gym. He's also a police officer. Staying strong and pain-free isn't optional. It's safety. That's why David Boardman's a QC Kinetics patient.
My job is dependent on my physical ability and my physical fitness so that I can protect myself, so that I can go home safe to my family at the end of the night.
But severe knee pain nearly took that away. Doctors said surgery, shut down the workouts. David needed another option. That was QC Kinetics. They told him,
we're going to give you the opportunity to have not 1, but 2 healthy knees, and we don't have to cut you open.
They used David's own healing tools in his blood to help restore his knees. Regenerative treatments right in the office.
Since I've gone to them, I run 20, 30 miles a week.
Trust the team helping active people avoid surgery. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Smalls here. Did you know there are many ways to do your taxes with H&R Block? You can go to a local office and get expert help in person, or you can choose virtual tax prep and get expert help without leaving home. Or you can even do them yourself online with live human help standing by. Whatever you choose, you can file with confidence, having H&R Block's 70-plus years of tax expertise in your corner. Switch today and file your way at hrblock.com.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Smalls here. Look, I get it. GLP-1 weight loss shots are popular. They're everywhere. But not everyone is thrilled about weekly injections. So what if your GLP-1 was as easy to take as a mint? That's why I want you to know about compounded tirzepatide. It's a mint-flavored tablet you simply let dissolve under your tongue. No needles. It's designed to help curb appetite and reduce cravings, even sweets and carbs, which are my personal enemies. And when hunger's under control, it's easier to eat less. Stay away from the junk foods that trip you up and tackle your weight loss goals head on. And this is important. The compounded tirzepatide is recommended by the medical board of the wellness companies, the doctors I trust. Look, if you're serious about getting your weight under control and weekly shots aren't your thing, I strongly encourage you to look into tirzepatide. Getting started is fast with an easy online physician consultation. Imagine discovering a no-needle option that fits your needs. Go to noneedles.com/smalls. Promo code SMALLS to save $50. That's noneedles.com/smalls. Promo code SMALLS to save $50.
Prescription required. Always consult your doctor to determine if this product is right for you.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So overrated.
Come on, his head is a pumpkin.
Yeah, he's so right. Chewy's never been more right about anything.
Chewy was right. Yeah. Holy, Chewy was right.
Yeah.
Imagine the helmet on that dome. It'd be the first 8.5 size helmet. What the?
On 94.5 ESPN.
We got reaction rolling in on the Carbless Talking text line this morning. Justin says, he's evolving, folks. I believe he's talking about Brian Gutekunst. I feel vindicated. He's mixing in moves I've pushed for years. Splash like Micah, sprinkle in some vets, use trades. I love it. And then we were talking, of course, about some of the draft picks that Gutey has made, and Josh Myers came up, and Drew and Al are in agreement that the biggest issue they have with Josh Myers was that they should have gone for Creed Humphreys, who ended up going to Kansas City, you said, with the next pick? Is
Very
that
next
right?
pick, yep.
Perennial All-Pro.
Caleb from Horicon says Brian Gutekunst has to be overrated at this point, right? Being unable to draft guys in the first round and retain those picks overall is a major red flag. His extension is BS. I don't want to read the rest of it. We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We're way behind in a shocking development. More green and gold free agency frenzy right after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Got some backups eastbound 94 with this accident at just past the ramp of 84th Street. It is off on the left shoulder. Looks like it's just a car left over that they're waiting for a tow truck. So for the most part, we're seeing our usual backups. Well, they might be a little bit heavier than usual. Basically from 84th Street all the way through to 35th, which is where we lose a lane because of the construction going on the 94 project. So keeping that in mind, you got slow speeds all the way up to that point, and then once you get past 27th Street, you're good to go into the Marquette. On the westbound side, slowing from 27th to Mitchell Boulevard as usual. Northbound 894, we still have a crash right about at Lincoln. The right lane is blocked with this, and that means big delays all the way back into the Hale interchange from all directions. As a matter of fact, we got backups on the Rock Freeway from well before Highway 100 into the Hale. Westbound 894 is backing up from 60th Street through the Hale up to that. We've even got eastbound delays from the Hale interchange all the way to 51st, although I don't think that's because of the accident. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy, breezy, chilly, afternoon showers and storms, a high of 44. Tonight, showers and storms likely, some may be strong, mainly to the south, a low of 34. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Another two-man scramble tournament is underway. Play Georgia Golf Club for a shot at cash prizes. Must play by March 31st. Sign up now at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Brust and Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
We mentioned it earlier this morning as we continue following free agency, the frenzy that occurred yesterday, and we expect to continue today. Adam Schefter up on Get Up this morning saying that Trey Hendrickson is, of course, the top free agent available today, so we'll all be watching to see where he ends up. But Jordan Love, after yesterday's moves, is now the most tenured Packers player on the roster. And it got me thinking, do the Packers have a retention problem? You could argue that the retention problem is in part because they don't want to keep the talent they've collected. They don't want to keep the talent they've drafted. So when you go through the drafts, Gabe, Chew, Joshy, You go back to 2018, none of the 2018 draft picks are on the roster anymore. None of the 2019 draft picks are on the roster anymore. 2020, the only one left is Jordan Love. Go to 2021, Isaiah McDuffie is the only one left on the roster from the 2021 draft class. 2022, there starts to be some names that are still on the roster, but Quay Walker is no longer on the team. Romeo Doubs, we assume, will not be on the team after today or after the next few days. Kingsley Enagbare is no longer on the team. We don't think that Rasheed Walker will be on the team. How do you feel about the retention level for the drafts that Brian Gutekunst and company have had, Gabe?
I mean, some of the earlier stuff, it's not great. Again, you look at the number, you look at some of the names on that, and it's like, well, who do you want to retain? I mean, from his first draft class, Jair Alexander is probably the only one you wanted, and he got a second contract.
I think he's the only one from that list.
Yep, he was the only one who got a second contract. In 2019, the only ones you really wanted to get a second contract to were Gary and Jenkins, who got those second contracts and then were just recently released. In 2020, maybe you could have made a case for John Runyon Jr., who was okay, got a starter's deal elsewhere for the Giants. But I look at this, and I mean, Gutey has said it how many times? It's around 1.5 per draft class, and he's around that in terms of the second contract that you give players, 1.5 contracts. He's around that, and that's about what you want to do, because these guys aren't ones you necessarily want to break the bank for. And that's what you're looking for those second contracts. Guys you want to pay, and usually want to pay a decent amount of money to.
According to one stat I saw, Chew, typical NFL teams retain 30 to 40% of a draft class after 7 to 8 years. So let's just say 35%. Let's just say a third. Typical NFL teams are retaining a third of a draft class after 7 to 8 years. Brian Gutekunst's early classes well below that average in retention. And again, once you start getting to the closer years, you would hope that you're retaining guys that you have drafted, but even those don't look great. Even those, I don't think, are glaring signs of success. So maybe, Gabe, your point is that it's not necessarily a retention issue. It's an evaluation issue. Are they drafting the wrong guys, Chew?
I just think he's so hell-bent on being the youngest team in the league. That's why he's on obviously it was different when I played, but I got a third contract. Robert Brooks got a third. I think Free got a third. And I know it's a different game, but I don't understand why they're so hell-bent on being young, because with young comes inexperience and
mistakes.
Stupidity, And I just, like Elton Jenkins, I'm telling you, he's going to go somewhere, probably going to make another Pro Bowl before he retires. What is he, 30, 31, Gabe?
He's going to be 30.
30? That is not old for a lineman. For a lineman, that's kind of just making the turn. You look at all these left tackles, and there's a lot of old offensive linemen in this league. I don't understand that move. So I don't know. It's just the way he does it. But what's Gutey going on? 8 years?
2018 was his first draft class.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so we're going on 9?
Yeah.
Time to win a Super Bowl. And we're going to see, right? Because right now, you would have to say, on paper, this team got worse.
Because
Yesterday, they got
all
worse.
of the departures.
All of the departures. They got worse. No, Gabe?
I'd be interested to see how Vegas evaluates that.
Yeah. I think the guys that they're
But just look at the contributors. Whatever you want to say about Dobbs, contributor. Elton's been, outside of this year, a contributor. Quay Walker, contributor. Rashawn Gary, okay, you're not worth the money. That was a stupid signing. He was still a contributor.
Yeah, but you've got guys that are there to be backfilling, right? Like, do I think the receiver group is going to desperately miss Romeo Doubs? I do not. I think that they are very able and capable of replacing that production.
Okay, Gabe, if the money was the exact same, would you rather have Rashawn Gary or Lucas Van Ness?
Like, if Rashawn Gary was still on his rookie deal?
If they were making the exact, who's a better player, Rashawn Gary or Lucas Van Ness? The money, throw the money out the window.
What week is it?
Yeah.
I was like,
week 3.
Week 3. Week 3, Rashawn.
Did I see him
week
quit
12,
on the field multiple
LVN.
times?
I mean, Rasheed Walker, good player.
Yeah, but you've got somebody there to backfill.
Hopefully.
I guess I'm higher on Jordan Morgan than you are, and I think I'm going to be proven right there.
Okay.
But what about the 6th offensive lineman?
Yeah, they need more depth, but that's every year. Like, you're not going to sign to whatever Rasheed Walker is going to agree to in the next 24 to 48 hours. That's not what the 6th offensive lineman, they re-signed Darren Kennard yesterday. There's your 6th offensive lineman. There's your swing tackle, right? And now you can draft somebody, hopefully Jacob Monk can continue to develop, and you've got somebody who can play on the interior. Those are your 7 guys. But yeah, you're going to lose. Teams lose guys every single year. That's part of this. I do think that Gutey, especially in the first round, needs to be better kind of around hey, let's maybe start drafting football players instead of athletes you're projecting to be football players. And
RAS, Joshy, RAS.
Well, we don't have to worry about that for 2 years.
Yeah.
This is no first-round pick.
But other than that, I mean, I think
silver lining your way through this segment.
I mean, you take a look at the draft classes from 22, 23, 24, and, I mean, again, if Matthew Golden takes the step I think he's capable of, the last 4 draft classes have been pretty good. And a stark difference from the first 4 for Brian Gutekunst.
I can argue the departures that we saw happen, aside from maybe Quay Walker, the Packers can realistically view themselves as having upgrades. Romeo Doubs, they view Matthew Golden as an upgrade. Rasheed Walker, they view Jordan Morgan as an upgrade. Elton Jenkins, they view Sean Ryan as an upgrade at the position. So they have departures, but they think they're getting better.
Sure, I hear that, but it goes back to what Jason said about some of it is correcting earlier mistakes. Some of it is those guys weren't good enough, so we had to go ahead and address that position again. And that's where I feel like maybe having to duplicate at certain positions is where you're losing out on other positions. Because if Romeo Doubs was better, maybe you don't have to go get. I love that we have Matthew Golden on the roster. I think it's fantastic. I would like many people, that they use him a little bit more. And I think that step will have to take place, certainly with some of the departures at the wide receiver position as well. But if you're missing on spots, then because you have to fill it, you can't just play with ghost men, then you have to use another pick to fix that error.
Yeah, but you're not going to hit on 100% of these picks. Like, no. You're going to have to. And again, I think we're looking at this as a prism of, this is a draft and develop team. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true anymore. I mean, even now, he dipped into free agency already to get another corner. Yes, it's a low-level corner, but they opened up money for something, right? I think another move's coming. Last year, kind of surprised everybody. Whether or not you like the guys he went out and got in free agency is irrelevant. He went out and got those guys. Hit home runs the previous year. Hit some home runs when he initially took over, and they brought in the Smith brothers and Adrian Amos and Billy Turner. Like, this is a tool that, while the previous GM, Ted Thompson, never used, it's a tool that Brian Gutekunst is willing to use.
And I don't have the numbers in front of me to be able to comp Brian Gutekunst to Ted Thompson 1-for-1. But I wonder if Ted Thompson and company weren't better at drafting, and the guys that they drafted filled the holes, and then they didn't have to go out and exercise the free agency option.
All I know is we're talking about upgrades, and this guy's better, and this guy's really good. Last 2 years, we've been the 7th seed and lost in the first round. That cannot happen again. That cannot happen again.
So, and you're sitting here, you seem like you want to keep everybody.
No, I don't. I just
so isn't kind of circling out some of that talent to see what you have behind it, to see what you can go out and get in free agency or via trade? Isn't that how you upgrade?
What Ron used to do is he would spot, a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round draft pick, and then throw money at him early to retain him, and then say, okay, this guy's not great. He can play football. Might have to help him a little bit. Let's not waste a draft pick on trying to replace him and put it somewhere else.
I mean, they tried to throw money early at Quay. He decided to bet on himself, and it worked out. Got $40.5 million.
Yeah, but that was this year, right? That was just this last year.
Last offseason,
yeah, and I don't. First round picks are different because they get more money. Typically, obviously, they get more money than
it's the old Tausch adage. First round.
It's the other guys that you can kind of trap.
I guess I don't know how to square the circle on at a point when both Tucker Kraft and Micah Parsons were healthy. The Packers were widely one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl and considered one of the best rosters in the NFL. Those guys go down, things collapse, they lose 5 in a row, and they lose in the first round to the hated rival. Like, at some point, I have to take holistically what is happening on the roster. And yes, it would be great if LVN was good. That would cure
solve
everything.
a lot of problems.
So many of those things would also matter. Like, I'm not telling Gutey to keep sucking at drafting first round picks. Please get good at them. Well, you don't have to for years, so you get a little breather. Retain some of these guys, but Tucker Kraft's going to be signed. We imagine Jaden Reed and Christian Watson are probably going to figure into the equation somewhere. Like, there's options here. Carrington Valentine might get an offer if he's able to learn how to tackle. And then all these conversations become different. I think right now we are very much squarely in the prisoner of the moment of what's happening and who's departing, because it is sort of, we're unaccustomed to it happening to this degree. But, like, when I look at the odds right now, and I head over to Potawatomi Sportsbook, the Packers are one of the favorites across the NFL. So what does that tell you?
Which I don't have them there. I do not have them there.
Well,
I'm sorry.
yeah, that's fine. I trust your football evaluation, but when it comes to odds, I'm going to trust the bookmakers. Like,
yeah,
I'm trying to. I don't know if they're that good, but everybody's telling me this team is one of the competitors in all the NFL.
Yeah, they didn't have a loss over the last 24 hours. I feel gutted about. That I don't feel that they can't replace. And maybe that's a bigger issue of Gutey hasn't drafted too many studs, right? He's drafted a lot of solid players, like, solid starters across the league, and maybe that's the issue that he hasn't gotten, like all-pro or Pro Bowl,
our whole conversation was they need more superstars.
Yep.
And then they went out and got the superstar of all superstars that became available.
Well, there's no balance because when the superstars got hurt this year, the wheels fell off the bus.
Well, but that's what happens in the NFL, Chew.
No, I know, but I bet you could go
look
to
what happened to the Ravens. Lamar Jackson was out all year. Guess what happened? They missed the playoffs.
And then fired their
Well, look at San Fran, though. San Fran gets beat up, and they made the playoffs, right? Did they win a game or no?
Did they win that?
San Fran gets as beat up as anybody.
Yeah, then they got boat raced in the second round. They just got the crap kicked out of them.
I still think, guys, for your top draft picks, I'll even say 1 through 3 rounds, I think the goal should be to re-sign those guys. I think it shouldn't be to let those guys get to free agency. So when you look at a Quay Walker, when you look at some of these players, and I know that you guys aren't as high on Quay as I have been, but something's wrong when those guys are going to free agency and just leaving, and then to your point, Chu, you got all these holes you have to be continuously filling. I recognize that no roster is the same from year to year. There are always going to be departures. But I guess I'm trying to figure out where the error is, if it's in evaluation, if it's in development, where too many of these guys, in my opinion, are not being given second contracts by the Packers. And yes, some of them are. Congratulations. This would be like me running out of gas on the highway and being like, but you know what? I got that gas can in the back. Well, good job, Jen. You learned from your mistake previously when you ran out of gas. You carry a gas can now. Brian Gutekunst is using free agency like the gas can in the back of my car now.
Yeah,
but that's what free agency is there for.
Because right now,
gas can is there.
But I mean, again, I don't think to think they're going to re-sign 1 through 3 every year is unrealistic.
Don't think they're going to re-sign 1
Gabe,
through
right
3
now,
every year. I'm saying I think that the number should be higher.
Right now, you're not re-signing Lucas Van Ness.
He won't be. They'll have to make the decision on the 5th-year option. I doubt that. But again, so from that draft class, if that's the draft class we're now going to use.
Which one are we using?
2023. So you had a first, 2 seconds, and a third. Like, they certainly have interest, I think, in Jaden Reed and Tucker Kraft and signing them to bigger extensions. You look at 2024. Jordan Morgan's going to be a starter. Edgerrin Cooper, Javon Bullard are studs. Marshawn Lloyd can't stay healthy, but Tyron Hopper is about to be a starter. You've got a 4th-round pick in that draft
I wouldn't
as
use
well.
studs. I would back off studs. Studs is a little strong.
You don't think Edgerrin Cooper can be a stud?
I think he can be, but he regressed this last year.
Yeah, but I think he can be a stud. Like, he's going to be, in a couple of years, they're going to be interested in signing him to an extension.
Okay, because I thought Quay Walker was a stud years ago.
Quay Walker
after his rookie
never
year.
Made the plays that Edgerrin Cooper did.
Yeah.
Just never.
Like, Edgerrin Cooper right now is better than Quay.
But that's because I think Quay's out of position. He's not a middle linebacker. His instincts are a little laggy.
But again, you look at that draft class, pretty damn good. Cooper, Bullard, Williams.
Who was the third?
Marshawn Lloyd and Tyron Hopper were drafted in the 3rd round.
Williams might be the preferred option out of all that and what he brings to that defense. Like,
yeah, as good as he is, yeah. But like Bullard was so good, they had to play him at nickel last year.
Okay,
Because that's how much
fine.
they liked him.
Gabe, you can say that. But when does it translate? Because I don't care about the roster right now. You know when I care about the roster? Is first week of the playoffs. Win a damn game.
Okay, well, yeah, but again, if Mike is healthy, are they winning that game? Yes. Like when when one of your top two players goes down, it's going to be hard to win games in the postseason for any NFL team.
Did we feel like they lost that game because of lack of players, or do we think maybe their head coach had something to do with a collapse?
Coaching, the way the defense was coached, everything.
Rashawn Gary loafing.
If LaFleur was going to win, Ben Johnson might beat him up in the middle of the field.
800-990-3776. Have you been satisfied with the retention rate for the Green Bay Packers draft picks during Brian Gutekunst's tenure? We went over it earlier. No draft picks from the 2018 class, no draft picks from the 2019 class, one from the 2020 draft. That, of course, is Jordan Love. I believe it's one from the 2021 draft class, and I think it's 4. And again, these are unofficial numbers. This is just me doing a quick look at the draft classes and seeing who's still on the roster. I think it's 4 from the 2022. I'm not willing to go any further yet because a lot can change between now and when those contracts would be up from a 2023, 2024, 2025, of course, standpoint. But it just feels a little bit like Brian Gutekunst and company have had to use free agency to supplement some of the mistakes they've made or the lack of development for draft picks. I could be entirely wrong. That's just what my gut is telling me based on what I am seeing here. But what do you think? 800-990-3776. You got power rankings, too? You got a power rankings for us?
I do. It's kind of a new version of power rankings. God. I really like it.
Fantastic.
Jesus. A kind of a new one that he says he likes.
It's good.
I guarantee this is going to be entertaining.
Can you feel it? The thrill of witnessing a walk-off grand slam, a game-winning touchdown, a buzzer-beating 3. You know the feeling. There's only one place to experience that raw exhilaration, and that, of course, is the Potawatomi Sportsbook. You can become a legend at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. More information is available online. Must be 21 years old to enter the casino.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Still a big delay along northbound 894. An earlier accident at Lincoln Avenue has finally been cleared out of the way, but the delays are still there from the Rock Freeway from Highway 100 through the Hale all the way up, and then westbound 894 from about Forest Home all the way up. We've got eastbound 94 backing up from 84th Street all the way through to 35th, the westbound side from 27th to Mitchell Boulevard, and southbound 43, watch for backups from just before Hampton all the way down to about Locust. Traffic is brought to you by Glenroy, now hiring. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly cloudy, breezy, chilly. Afternoon showers and storms, a high of 44. Tonight, showers and storms likely. Some may be strong, mainly to the south, low of 34. Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof siding and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Don't miss a moment of the basketball tournament action this March at 3rd Street Market Hall. Home to your one-stop, must-stop viewing destination. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 20 locally owned food vendors, a 30 self-serve beer wall, over 50 HD TVs, plus game day specials. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is your downtown home for basketball this March.
Step into spring with a home that's ready for its next season. I'm Mike Wood from Callan. The patio door sale is here. The perfect time to upgrade your space with lasting performance and style. Right now, receive $750 off each installed Infinity by Marvin patio door. This opportunity ends March 31st. Engineered to be 8 times stronger for exceptional durability and performance, these doors deliver beauty, strength, and long-term value. And with smart money options available, making the upgrade now is easier than ever. Request your consultation today at callcallan.com and click the green button. Callan. Design, build, live.
Hey Tom,
I want a new hoop for the kids. Any ideas?
Yeah, I got mine from Precision Sports over 10 years ago. They helped me choose the right hoop, installed it, and even painted my court lines.
Nice. How do I reach them?
Easy. PrecisionSportsOnline.com for a free quote.
Did you know Professional Construction Inc. has an in-house team of interior designers? We're excited to bring our expertise to you with our brand new virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but you are ready to refresh that outdated room. Our PCI design team creates stunning photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list, all delivered to you in just days.
For all your construction and design needs,
visit professionalconstructioninc.com.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. James' client, Amy Simonson, IT administrator with Professional Services Group.
We have several locations throughout southeastern Wisconsin. Having them all under one company has been very helpful.
Big or small, one location or several, James Imaging Systems is your one-stop business technology resource.
And they are on top of everything. When we have a problem, it's answered right away.
James Imaging Systems, IT-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, digital transformation, and unrivaled local service and support.
And they're always looking for what else can we do? What else do you need? So they want our company to succeed as well as their own.
Let James Imaging Systems help your business succeed. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Start your Milwaukee weight loss program now to lose weight fast. Many lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Call for your free consultation. 262-235-3980. 262-235-3980 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Results may vary. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
He sounds like the Beatles.
What?
Anyone?
This is a new one on me.
Listen to
I
his
don't
interview,
know.
the way he talks. He sounds like Paul McCartney. Ringo farted and it was horrible. Absolutely horrible.
On 94.5 ESPN.
We've enjoyed having Professional Construction Inc. help us with our home projects. Right now, we have a door that was leading out to a balcony on our second story, and we had to remove the door. It was leaking into our house. It was a huge pain in the butt. And our friends at PCI are going to come out, and they're going to turn it into a window for us, which is great. You know, they're not going to wave a magic wand. They're going to actually do the work. But we feel so lucky to have Professional Construction Inc. where they can handle those projects for us. And if you find yourself with a project to do, you should call PCI as well. Right now, they're offering a virtual interior design program. Maybe you're not ready for a full construction project, but they can show you photorealistic renderings, a mood board, and a curated shopping list. You can learn more at their website. It's professionalconstructioninc.com, professionalconstructioninc.com.
It's Chewy's favorite segment of the week.
Hey, big guy, you catch the game?
It's Power Rankings time on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You catch the game last night? Can I say yes to you?
What will the big guy have in store for us today?
See the game last night?
Which game?
Any of them.
Okay, we're shocking things up a little bit here in honor of free agency. Because I really didn't like either list 1 to 10. So what I did is I combined the two.
Oh, God.
Okay? So I'm going to give you 12 guesses to get 7. 12 to get 7, and all I want from you are the 5 best Green Bay free agent signings and the 5 worst Green Bay free agent signings. Are we all on the same page?
Yes.
5 best Packers free agent signings. This feels, dare I say, easy? No? Is this ever?
5 best?
Yeah.
And 5
ever.
worst.
Well, yeah. And what year did free agency
Well, free
start?
agency started in 1992.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Which has
Shortly thereafter, there's a pretty good name.
there's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
What, you said
Reggie.
1990 what?
So Reggie's number 1.
So 12 to get 7. Reggie is number 1.
Are we thinking that Micah Parsons will be on this list or too
He's not
early?
a free agent.
Oh, that's right. He was traded. Okay, all right. Charles Woodson.
Charles Woodson is number 2 on the best.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Thank you for clarifying.
Do we need to actually say whether they were on the best or the worst, or is it pretty
If
self-explanatory?
they're a
gotta
Hall
be
of
on the
Famer
list
and there's
somewhere.
one more left, I think we can assume they're on the best.
Jeez.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Julius is on the list?
I have to imagine.
Julius Peppers.
Julius Peppers is number 4.
Wasn't sure if only 3 years, but it was pretty good 3 years for Julius in Green Bay.
Would you guys put Nate Hobbs on the list for worst free agent signings?
I don't know if they're going to get there yet.
Yeah.
Oh, the jury's still out on how valuable
God, I gotta
Nate
think.
Hobbs
Who are
was?
the bad free agent signings? There's so few.
Because there's so few of them. I mean, there had to
there's a
have been.
bad one. There's a bad one.
Is it Martellus Bennett?
That's what I would
that's
guess.
a good one. Good answer.
Martellus Bennett is number 2 on the bad naughty list.
Yeah, makes sense.
God, who else? I mean, there's just so few of them. There had to have been.
Is a name like Sammy Watkins going to get there?
Oh,
he didn't
God.
get paid that much.
No.
What about the tight end?
Jimmy Graham?
Yeah. The one that wanted to be paid as a tight end.
Jimmy
and
Graham's
paid as a
gotta-
wide receiver.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham is number 3 on the naughty list.
Wow. Who's number 1? Is this one going to make us feel like idiots that we forgot it?
Probably.
Yeah.
All right, so you got 5. You only
Yeah, we
need
got-
2 left.
Do we have all the good ones or not yet?
No, you got 2 good
Okay.
ones and you have 3 bad ones.
All right. Again, because there's so few on the good list, I can't imagine Desmond's on the list, even though he won Super Bowl MVP.
I feel like a good one, we should just go right to Za'Darius. I mean, he was...
Yeah, Za'Darius was good.
Za'Darius number 5 on the list.
Okay. So we just have the middle one there. We have 3 to go there.
Did Desmond count as a? Did you guys already guess?
No,
that?
that's what I'm saying. I don't think Desmond, because he only played 1 year. So he was a good year.
Still pretty great.
I mean, he wasn't a Pro Bowler. He wasn't an All-Pro. He was just Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, just Super Bowl
Yeah.
MVP.
Who's the bad?
How many guesses do we have? Should we just guess it and get it out?
Because again, if we get one more, we get 7. I don't want to, and then we get 7 without getting one wrong, and we win the game.
Was there a defensive lineman that could be on this list? Like a Ryan Pickett? Could he be on the list? Like he was
Pickett
pretty
was
good for a
good.
long time.
God, okay. Who's? Let me see. Yeah, Pickett was good. Who else has got to be on this list?
Was Gilbert a free agent?
Santana was.
He was damn good.
Santana was really good. But was he better than Julius?
I don't know.
Can you give us the list again, Chu? Who do you have
No.
as the? No.
On the good guy list, we have Reggie, Charles.
What do you want?
Julius Peppers, Za'Darius Smith. On the bad list, we have
You
Martellus
got
Bennett, and
2
Jimmy
tight
Graham.
ends.
Would it be the
Yeah.
other Smith, Preston Smith?
I don't think he would be above Za'Darius.
No, he wouldn't
No.
have been. I mean, would Xavier already be on this list as an All-Pro?
Huh?
Yeah, maybe. It's not Josh Jacobs, right?
I would put Xavier over Josh Jacobs at this point.
I guess I don't know for
Make
sure.
an official guess.
Xavier McKinney.
Not on the list.
Okay, so this is an old list.
Well, he's only been around 2 years.
Still, he probably deserves
Yeah.
to be on the list.
Yeah, as a first-team All-Pro. God, who else? Who's a bad one? God, I know there's one I'm forgetting. It's gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah, because human nature is to forget the bad. So your brain is probably
Depends.
trying to kick it out.
Ask Chewy which one he remembers more, 31 or 32.
Yeah.
There's got to be. There's no one else from the Ted era. There's someone on the back end of the. Who else would be on?
Why don't we just take a stab at like Funchess or Watkins? They got to be on there, right?
Devin
Sammy
Funchess?
Watkins?
Yeah, I like Devin Funchess because he never actually played because he sat out because of the COVID year.
Is that your guess?
Let's go,
Sure.
Devin Funchess.
Not on the list.
Oh, damn it!
Are we out, or do we still?
No,
No,
we
you got
three
3.
more
You got
guesses.
3. You got
We
3
got 3 more
strikes
guesses
to get 1.
to get 1.
I pulled a list of free agents that the Packers have signed just ever, all time. Joe Johnson? Anyone want to help me with Joe Johnson?
He was okay.
I don't know who that is.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Joshy.
He's defensive end.
Sounds like an NBA player, if you ask me.
What about Aaron Rodgers' arch rival, Jeff Saturday?
Oh, Saturday's got to be on the bad list. He was terrible. Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday. Come on.
Saturday is number 4 on the bad list. So you got it.
He was
You
so
wanna keep
bad,
going?
even though he made the Pro Bowl. He made the Pro Bowl.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he was terrible. Even Rodgers hated
The
him.
Packers benched him.
Yeah.
They benched
I
him, and
know.
they made the Pro Bowl.
And then he became the head coach of the Colts.
That didn't go well either, if I remember correctly.
It did not. He went back to ESPN shortly thereafter. All right, who else did we miss?
Number 1, Joe Johnson.
Oh, really? I didn't think Joe
He
was
was
that bad.
terrible.
Never heard of him.
That's why he was terrible.
Yeah, it
he came
says
from
he
the
was a
Saints and
defensive end.
paid him a ton of money.
They gave him a bunch of money.
Let's see. Joe Johnson, 2.5 sacks over 2 seasons.
Yeah,
that's not
terrible.
good. If you average
Number
one sack a
5.
season.
Number 5 on the naughty list. I remember the name. I don't remember how bad he was. Adrian Clem.
I don't remember that.
I don't
He
even know
replaced Mike.
idea.
He replaced Mike Wall. Ron should have signed Mike Wall, and he signed him, and he was terrible. And then number 3 on the good list, you had him.
Jacobs.
No,
Oh.
you already said it.
Santana?
Desmond.
Santana.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Dot was 3. Yeah.
He is.
Oh, what do you think of me now, Gabe? You like the list?
Santana. Well, anytime you go rogue, I get a little nervous. But is Santana the most underrated player from those teams?
Yes.
Probably. And he was with Green Bay for a long time.
Oh yeah,
we signed
stuck
him
around
from
long. Yeah.
signed him from Tampa Bay.
Like obviously it's a name everybody knows, but he was never flashy. He was just solid. Like he was just a really good player.
And then Gilbert, I believe we picked Gilbert up on waivers from Minnesota.
Okay.
So he was not.
But that's
a
the thing.
free
Like Gilbert got
agent.
more love. Santana was probably a better player.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, because he had the Gravedigger, he had the Gilbert Burger.
Yeah. That was a good D line.
He had
Really
the
good
shield,
D-line.
like he had the sunglass
shield. He looked
shield
cool.
over the helmet,
And
He
the
just looked cool.
celebration.
Yeah, the Gravedigger celebration
Yes.
was legendary.
Yeah.
Gravedigger
All right.
Burger.
I thought it was a
know
good
what was
list.
on that. Yeah, it was good.
You're welcome.
I like you.
Okay.
I like that you combined them. That made sense.
I'm done.
thank you for all your help.
Thank you for your service.
And I'm going to take a live read here for everyone. Hey, it's Josh DiMaggio, and I'm here for Milwaukee Weight Loss. I'm starting that journey with Milwaukee Weight Loss. From the first consultation, their team really listened and built a customized plan around me and my goals. I've lost over 30 pounds at this point. I'm feeling my best, and I'm already down a couple pant sizes. Safely and naturally keep it off. Using real food and proprietary natural and safe products to help patients reset their metabolism, control hunger and cravings naturally, and help their body burn fat, not muscle like GLP-1s do. This program is different. No intense workouts, no prepackaged meals, no counting calories or points, no drugs, surgery, or injections, just a proven metabolic reset. Many patients lose up to a pound of fat a day. Some people lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a month or two. Milwaukee Weight Loss has already helped thousands of people change their lives. Schedule a free consultation at 262-235-3980. That's 262-235-3980, or visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Milwaukee Weight Loss, the time is now.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Still a big delay along northbound 894. An earlier accident at Lincoln Avenue has finally been cleared out of the way, but the delays are still there from the Rock Freeway from Highway 100 through the Hale all the way up, and then westbound 894 from about Forest Home all the way up. We've got eastbound 94 backing up from 84th Street all the way through to 35th, the westbound side from 27th to Mitchell Boulevard, and southbound 43 watch for backups from just before Hampton all the way down to about Locust. Traffic is brought to you by Glenroy, now hiring. As the packaging industry rapidly grows, so does Glenroy. Apply today at glenroy.com/careers. That's GLENROY.com/careers. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, partly cloudy, breezy, chilly, afternoon showers and storms, a high of 44. Tonight, showers and storms likely, some may be strong, mainly to the south, low of 34. Weather is brought to you by Infinity Exteriors, dedicated to saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Mother Nature can be unpredictable. Your roof siding and windows shouldn't be. We install peace of mind with transparency and quality guaranteed. Visit infinityexteriors.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Navigating today's complex market takes more than a bank. It takes a strategic partner. Fifth Third Bank helps businesses manage risk and solve financial challenges with industry-specific expertise and local decision-making. With 167 years of experience and nearly 20 years serving Milwaukee, Fifth Third delivers solutions like commercial payments, capital structure optimization, and risk mitigation. Big enough for sophisticated solutions, local enough to make decisions that matter. Connect with the Fifth Third Milwaukee team today. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist today. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage door authority in Wisconsin. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget and will even build custom designs to get your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geistdoors.com. That's GEIS doors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield, featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geist.
Empower. Ellie here is getting the sleeve she's always dreamed of. She worked with Empower and planned for her next move, so she got good at money. Now she can be a little bad. Oh, by the way, you spelled journey wrong. No worries. She can afford the cover-up, too. Ooh, check out my tat. It says, invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy. It tastes just like the best birthday cake ever. Vanilla, buttery, frosting vibes. It's basically a party in a bottle. Confetti Craze makes it easy to turn any day into a party with its delicious birthday cake flavor and big birthday energy. And here's the best part. All cake, no sugar. I bring these tiny bottles everywhere to cakeify my day with tasty caffeine boosts. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Crack open a Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today.
It's tournament time when the most talented teams survive and advance. And whether you're cutting down the nets or cutting through resumes, one thing's clear. The best teams are built with the best people. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. Their smart matching technology finds qualified candidates fast. You can add screening questions to get the right applicants and even filter to see who's recently active. Score the best for your team with ZipRecruiter. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And guess who didn't hit the hole? Zeke Elliott.
Ashton.
Well, I mean, yes. Yeah, right back there?
That's so true.
It was a direct shot. She took out the sniper rifle and just...
No, she got right up to me, took out a Glock, and just shot.
Yeah, right in the balls.
On 94.5 ESPN.
A weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend. Tune in to Hear District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production. Marcus and his son Chris talk about everything happening in the Bucks world and are joined by some of the biggest names in basketball. They'll answer your questions too. Stay on the beat of the Bucks and hear Hear District now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Lots of reaction rolling in on the conversation we were having about Brian Gutekunst. And to be fair, Bill Huber did put out an article very recently, I think within the last 30 minutes, where he's talking about winners and losers in free agency, the opening 24 hours. And he has designated Brian Gutekunst as a winner in 2027. You understand that distinction, right, Gabe? Why is he a winner in 2027?
Well, he got an extra draft pick. He's going to get a bunch of extra draft picks after all these players leave. They've got a bunch of money to spend next year, and I think that's why they're kind of being selective now so they can be aggressive in 27. I think that's the way to look at it. Not to say if the right thing doesn't pop up, they won't be aggressive, but there's just no one worth... Like, there's no Xavier McKinney out there to me for the Packers to go, oh, yeah, we need this guy. This has got to be our guy. There's none of those guys. There's little moves to be made, like they did with St. Juice earlier today, signing him to a 2-year, $10 million contract. I'm guessing that's going to be basically like a 1-year contract with an option. And we'll see how it's all staggered out. But there's no absolute stud that you're going, we need this guy. He's going to instantly make our team better.
So, Gabe, I was just looking at if they did get Jalen Carter, that's a big number. Big number. The top is Chris Jones at $31 million.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be in the 20s.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's a big number.
Yeah. Caps at $301 million.
With Tucker Kraft, probably going to make near 20.
Yep.
19.
Yep.
And then what did Pierce get?
Pierce got 118, 120. What was it?
16.
Yeah.
It's 29.
Average was 20.
29. The average was 29 a year.
So.
And again, that might be too rich for the Packers' blood when it comes to Christian Watson.
Yeah.
But again, the cap is $301 million. That's the sticker price was shocking on a lot of these yesterday, and that's just a reflection of the cap going up over $100 million over the last 4 years.
So a couple other things, Chewy, that Bill Huber has noted here in his winners and losers after the opening 24 hours of NFL free agency. He says Desmond Ridder is a winner, not out of the woods yet, but he remains the front runner to be the number 2 quarterback behind Jordan Love. Because obviously we all saw Malik Willis go to the Miami Dolphins. And then he says that Jonathan Gannon, new defensive coordinator, is a loser. I should rephrase.
Yeah, careful.
In his list of winners and losers,
shots, explosives,
he has listed Jonathan Gannon. There, that feels more accurate, actually, because he inherited a defense that was underpowered at defensive end and undermanned at defensive tackle. And rather than getting better over the first 24 hours, like you said, it has gotten worse. Do you agree that Jonathan Gannon still doesn't have the bodies, the team he needs to put an elite defense on the field?
Correct. You need D linemen. You need another D end, and I don't know. I still don't think the cornerback position is good enough. I just don't.
Well, but you're not going to find that in free agency.
No, I know. You just
because again, Tariq Woolen's not solving all your problems at that position.
Let's play this out. If the pipe dream comes true, Jalen Carter is a Green Bay Packer tomorrow. Are we all not going? While Gutey did it again.
100%.
Pulled it off, feeling way better. We add a little bit in the margins, put Micah Parsons next to Jalen Carter on that interior. Who's going to stop them?
Right, but similarly, Joshy, if they don't make that move, then how do you feel? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it feels a little boom or bust.
And not just specifically that move. If there's another option out there we haven't heard about, because often the Packers have done stuff without us having any idea. Julius Peppers, who we just mentioned previously, there's a situation there.
Got in and out of Green Bay.
Yeah.
That's not talked about enough. Got in and out of Green Bay, took a bunch of pictures, and then we didn't find out about it until like days later.
Correct. So, like, that's potential, but like some sort of splashy move that would coincide with the amount of cap space, like anything short of that, I think it's fair to be disappointed in what happened this offseason.
I just don't know how they do it without a first.
I don't think it's going to cost a first.
I don't. A young guy going for a second or two. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, he's
problematic. Is the
Yeah, but we're willing to take the problems on.
Yes, which is why he's only worth
Gabe,
a
I will just say this: if it was Dallas, it'd be lock stock. He'd already be in Green Bay. But Howie Roseman, the best GM.
We need to stop. Glazing Howie Roseman the way we do.
I hope I'm wrong.
Oh, so he traded a third for Jalen Phillips last year. What'd they get? Like Phillips was good for them. He just walked. He signed a bunch of money elsewhere. Not every move this guy makes is just turned to gold. All right. Like that team also lost in the first round of the playoffs.
Not every move has turned to gold, but more often than not, he has made the right move. I can't say the same thing for Brian Gutekunst. And I'm not sitting here trying to dump on Brian Gutekunst. I just think that if you're comparing Howie Roseman to Brian, Howie Roseman, I think
Howie's regretting giving Jalen Hurts that big contract?
I think Philly's more of a coaching problem than it is GM. Yeah.
We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Way behind per usual. Be right back after this.
Greater Milwaukee Golf Show presented by Old Fashioned Golf is back. It's been completely reimagined. Takes place March 13th through the 15th at the Mosh Performance Center in Franklin. Going to be Wisconsin's ultimate golf party. You don't want to miss it this weekend. VIP tickets available right now. $50 at GreaterMilwaukeeGolfShow.com. And those VIP tickets, you get around to golf. A dozen golf balls. Great value for those. But right now, we want to send you with 2 general admission tickets to the Greater Milwaukee Golf Show. Caller 7-800-990-3776. Caller number 7 wins 2 general admission tickets to the Greater Milwaukee Golf Show this weekend, presented by Old Fashioned Golf.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
1896, Horicon Bank first opened its doors. Wisconsin wasn't even 50 years old.
We've maintained our roots over the years and yet expanded.
We empower our people to invest in the community. We give them 40 hours of volunteer time.
We're doing it with a personal touch, with a desire to say yes to our customers.
You shouldn't have to work with a bank that sends their profits to New York City or Toronto. You can keep your money here and it benefits Wisconsin.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party. The Greater Milwaukee Golf Show, presented by Old Fashioned Golf, is back at the Mosh Performance Center in Franklin, March 13th through the 15th. The show has been reimagined with a simple goal: turn it into Wisconsin's ultimate golf party. That's why Vibes Golf Club, a group of golf-loving former Badger football players, including Melvin Gordon, will be at the show all 3 days. Plus, Bridgestone will be doing some ball fittings, and Carl's Place will be powering Simulator Alley. To learn more, log on to GreaterMilwaukeeGolfShow.com.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. March is that time of year when a lot of us are thinking about fresh starts and maybe even getting a tax refund. And instead of spending that money on something temporary, what if you invested it in something that improves your home for decades? Universal Windows Direct makes that decision easy. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and there's no limit. The more you upgrade, the more you save. Plus, you'll get 24 months with no payments and no interest. Call 414-410-2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free estimate today.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I have told you how many times. Do not mess with electricity, Chew.
And I don't. I did. I did. But I don't. Incident?
There was one.
Plumbing, you're going to get wet. Electricity, you're going to die.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Do you think the Packers have something big coming? Gabe contends that the moves the Packers have made, the money they have freed up, lead him to believe what?
Why would they do that?
Oh, you're doing your Brian Windhorse. Why? You got to get the fingers in the frame. There we go. Yes. We put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll. Oh, geez. I just had it in front of me, and then it popped away.
Do have some breaking news. Packers releasing Nate Hobbs.
Whoa!
From Tom Pelissero.
Whoa! Freak?
And the hits just keep on coming.
So maybe by the end of the day we get Reek and Carter?
I'd give Chewy a noogie, too. Take that, Gutey hater.
I prefer wedgies.
Wildy and Tausch is next on ESPN Milwaukee. Have a great day, everybody.
traffic.
Delays on westbound 94 from about 27th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side is backing up from about 84th Street all the way to 35th. By the way, that's where we lose a lane. That right lane is closed long term along with that 35th Street off ramp for that construction job there. Northbound